said this. Yes, Prime Minister Erdogan said things. On the other hand, the secular opposition parties of Turkey were in Syria last week, and they were in support of the Syrian government. What I'm trying to tell you is even the opinion inside Turkey is divided about this. We are not happy with this fact, but these are the facts. Your audience are entitled to understand that the Arab leaders who are criticizing Syria would not even accept a pan-Arab political reform initiative that we have sent to the Arab League this week.
But why do you think this criticism is coming from Ban Ki-moon, from the Arab League? Do you think everybody is just completely, what's the word I'm looking for?
I gave you a long list.
In the wrong. No, I'm asking, why would they come out and say that the Syrian regime is oppressing its own people, killing its own citizens at this point? Is it all a political agenda? If none of it is true, according to you?
Let me repeat this. The Syrian regime is not killing its citizens. The Syrian regime has acknowledged as of day one the legitimacy of the political demands of peaceful demonstrators. The fact is today you have very few demonstrations across Syria, not because they are fearful, it's the other way around. I personally met with demonstrators from Aleppo and Latakia who told me, while we participated at the beginning in the demonstrations because our requests have been about political freedoms, about democracy, now we are not anymore because this is being used by the Western powers and the Islamic fundamentalists for their own agendas. They have capitalized on our legitimate, rightful demands for their ulterior motives. And this is the major difference between the majority of Syrians, whether they oppose or they are loyal to the Syrian government, and those who are right now serving the interests of foreign agendas.
Let me ask you about the defections, because we've seen many defections from the Syrian army, and one very high-profile one in June was Hussein el-Harmoush, who fled to Turkey. Then a confession, I imagine I have to say quote-unquote a confession,
yes.
On Syrian TV. What happened to this man? Why did he, was he...
Well, let me address this story, because it's another
Did he return
story.
to Syria willingly?
Let me address this story. First, there were no really defections in any significant numbers. He actually said this on TV yesterday. He said, I defected. I was hoping that many other soldiers and officers will join me. I was isolated and lonely for a very long period of time. He felt that he lost his country and he didn't achieve anything. He was so disappointed and disoriented, and he came back and he gave up himself.
Not under duress? This was all completely...
He came from Turkey. How can he be under duress while he was inside Turkey? As you know, he fled to Turkey and he was giving all his media, and in every media interview, he was claiming that he has soldiers and officers with him. He came back alone by himself. Where are his soldiers and officers? Those are fantasies. What they really want is to see the Syrian army disintegrate and start fighting each other. This will only serve the grand designs of those who have always felt that Syria is a pain in their neck because of its positions towards Israel.
Let me ask you about your situation. You have some travel limitations imposed on you inside the United States. I know that there's something similar with regards to your counterpart in Damascus, Robert Ford. So you have to apply for permission to leave the Washington area?
I have no plans whatsoever to apply for such a permission. I'm not going to apply for such a permission. If the United States of America doesn't want me to travel outside Washington, D.C., I will not. I hope Ambassador Ford will also comply with Syrian laws, the way I comply with U.S. laws.
What discussions do you have? Do you have any discussions right now with the administration, with the State Department? What is the status of those discussions, if there are any?
I'm not at liberty to disclose these discussions. I'm so sorry. I would have loved to.
But there are discussions?
Ongoing, yes.
Can I just ask at what level at the State Department or in the White House?
Let me say State Department.
At the State Department. And these are ongoing?
They have not stopped, not to my knowledge. On both sides, the U.S. Embassy in Damascus and the Syrian Embassy here.
Now, I know you're not at liberty to give details, but are they discussions regarding the situation inside of Syria, about Robert Ford, the ambassador? On what general topic?
I'm not at liberty to disclose. I'm very sorry.
Because so many people would be interested in knowing, of course, you're the representative of Syria in the United States, on what level at the State Department is one thing, but what the broad topic of discussion might be.
I have already said this. No comment.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.